Hi, I'm James Leo, and I'm going to give you a demo of Returns Manager, which is used by customers to return products that they have purchased from the seller of that product. This could be because of various reasons. Perhaps the product isn't what they wanted, it gets damaged in transit, or it breaks either within or outside of the warranty period. So before returning a product or products, I first need to create a return request using this page. I enter my unique account number, I enter my email address, and I enter my name, like so. When I click the Next button, the account number is validated against a list of account codes held in the Returns Manager database. The email address is used to send notification emails to the customer to keep them up to date with the progress of their returned products, and their name is used to show who requested to return the product. If the account code is successfully validated, then the customer sees this page where they can now enter the details of the product or products that they wish to return. As you can see, my account code is shown up here, my account name, my email address, and my name. I now need to enter the product code for the item I want to return here. If I do not know the product code, then I can click the product code search button to search for the correct product code. This brings up this window. Let me just increase the size. And I can now type in a search string that will be matched against a list of product codes and the descriptions held in the Returns Manager database. So I'm going to search for camera. Now, by looking at the descriptions, I can then choose the correct product code to use. So I'm going to choose the first one. And you can see the product code is now being filled in. And now I can enter the reason why I'm returning the product. I'm going to say the case is cracked. And this return reason is used by the seller of the product to decide whether to accept the return request or not. In addition, over here, I can specify whether the product is being returned under warranty by clicking the Warranty Return button. After completing these fields, I can then select the Add button to add this product to the return request, like so. Now I have two choices. I can either add another product to the return request by filling in the details down here and clicking the Add button. Or I can just select the Confirm Request button here, and which that's what I'm going to do. If everything is okay, I then see this message thanking me for the return request. Now, I also receive an email, again thanking me for my return request. Now, this email contains a hyperlink here to a secure web page displaying information about my return request. At this stage, it pretty much just includes the information I've just added. But the thing to note about this web page is I didn't have to log in or authenticate myself in any way. This is because the URL used for this web page contains a unique token which cannot be guessed, and which is a good alternative to having to maintain customers' logins to the system. Each return request will have its own unique token, so this page can be bookmarked so the customer can monitor the status of their return request. Now, let's look at things from the seller's perspective. To ensure proper security, I must first log in to the seller's page. The first thing I see is the pending return request page. This page displays the return requests that have been submitted and that haven't been processed by the seller yet. here at the bottom, we see the return request we've just created, and by clicking on this line, we're taken to a page showing the details of the return request. We see the header information up here, which shows us the returns number, the date the request was made, account number, account name, person who submitted it, and their email address. Now, this page allows me to either accept or reject the return request. To accept a product in the return request, the checkbox here must be ticked. To reject a return request, the checkbox is left unticked and a rejection reason needs to be selected from this drop-down. I'm going to reject this return request because there isn't enough information. I click on the Process button and I'm taken back to the pending return request page so I can process some more return requests. If I go to the rejected returns requests, I can see the one I just rejected here. The buyer of the product receives an email address to say that their returns request has been reviewed and that at least one line is rejected. In this case, there is only one line. If we go back to the page for this returns request and I refresh it, we can see that the information has been updated. Now the status is that the product has been rejected, and the rejection reason is need more information. Now, it also invites the buyer to contact the seller through email, phone, or actually sending a message using this page. If they want to dispute the fact that it's been rejected. So let's say the buyer has actually phoned the seller and explained a bit more information, and the seller has now agreed to accept the return request. Okay. Now, as we've shown here, the seller can go to locate the product, the return request, in the rejected returns request page and click on it, like so. Or alternatively, they can actually search for it anywhere in the system by entering the returns request number here. And you come to the same page, as you would expect. So, this time I'm going to accept the returns request by clicking the Accept button, and I'm going to select Process, like so. And now it's gone from the rejected returns page. If we then go to the email, we can see the buyer has got another email to say there's been an updated status. They can either click on the hyperlink, or they can go to the page here and refresh it. There you go. And now they can see that the status has been accepted. Okay. Great. Now, to return the product, they have to use the label that they get from printing this page. Why? Because this label now contains their unique returns number. So the seller of the product can see that this is an accepted return. It's already got the address of where to return the product, and it's also got a barcode here, so the seller can scan it in. So let's say the buyer prints off the label, sticks it on the parcel, and returns the product. Right, so now the the seller has received the package with the return label attached, they go to accepted returns. Because they accept a return, it's shown here, or from anywhere. Let's just go, say, to pending returns. They just type in the number that's printed on the parcel, and here we go. We can now see the details of the product or products that the customer is returning. So using this page, I can now book in the product. If the buyer had happened to choose the wrong product code, I can actually amend it here. I can choose the status of the product. So depending on what I'm going to do, am I going to repair it? Am I going to replace it? I'm going to refund the money? Am I going to exchange it? Etc. And I'm going to choose to repair it. Okay. I can then choose the location of where this product is going to go in this warehouse so I can find it. So I'm going to put it in the products awaiting repair area. I can select the booking button because I'm actually going to book this in. And I can add some notes here for my internal use. So this is just seen by myself, the seller of the product. So replace on the side only. And also I can add some customer notes. Now these are notes that are shown to the customer, and in this case, let's say the strap is missing. And this is pretty good to prevent arguments later where the customer might say, actually I included the strap, and we may end up having to send a new strap, but now because I've said the strap is missing, we've got the information here. Okay. So now I click the book in selected lines for the ones that I've ticked booked in for. And now it's gone from the accepted returns request. If we go back to what the customer sees and refresh their page, we can now see that our camera is pending repair. We have a possibility here of chasing it. If maybe it's been a little bit too long, we're still waiting, we can actually put some information here like please let me know what's going on, and click chase item here, and the company will receive an email address saying that you're chasing them. So these were the return requests that were either pending, accepted or rejected, and now we can see that if we go to the returns in process and we look at the ones that are pending repair, here's my camera shown here. Again, by clicking on the line, I'm taken to a page to further manage this product. Let's say I've now repaired the camera, so I can update the status as repaired. I can also change the stock location. I'm going to move it into the products repaired awaiting testing, for example, and I can click on update location status. I can also add some return notes. Now these can be then printed and sent back with the product to say what we've done. So let's say we fitted new side case as so. We can update any of our internal notes like so, and change any notes to the customer. If we go down here, we can also add any charges, because maybe this is outside of the warranty. Say we're going to charge the customer. We can add delivery notes, consignment number, date, the name of the courier, and update any of this information, and we click update. We can email the customer this information, or we can even click on Return Report. Now, so when we send this product back, we can print off this return report and put it in with the product to send back to the customer, so it shows what we've done and any information that we've entered. We've got this tracking button up here as well, and this shows the history of the product about any change of status. So we can see here when the return request was received, it was rejected, it was then accepted, it was then booked in, it was pending repair, it was repaired, and return completed. So we can see how long it's taken for each of these changes of status. So now the camera has been repaired. The customer receives the email notification as such to say that we're pleased to confirm that your return request for that camera is now complete. Original report was the case is cracked, the action was repaired, and any consignment numbers, any shipping dates are shown here, and then our comments, the strap was missing. We can go back to this page and look at it, and again we see that it's changed. We can see that now it's been repaired, and if we want to see more information about the repair, we click on the return report like so, and we're seeing the page here. So that concludes our demo of Returns Manager.